Hey everyone, I'm Steph,
And I'm Megan.
and welcome to another episode of Late Night Reads.
This week we are talking contemporary romance and covering Only Between Us by Ellie K. Wilde.
So let's start with why we selected Only Between Us. We absolutely love the first book in the series, Only in Your Dreams.
Yes. Only in my dreams, like, let me tell you. Whew.
Right? And we immediately wanted to read the story about Brooks.
Mhm.
Zach was like utter perfection in Only in Your Dreams, but like he doesn't hold a candle to Brooks.
Oh, I mean, the hot tub scene. Need I say
Alone,
more? Oh,
right? So Brooks might be at the very top of like my romance book boyfriend list now.
it's pretty good.
He's really good. It was also really heartwarming because you see like Brooks and Sienna both support each other kind of like unconditionally throughout the book in various ways. Plus, they have some hilarious banter. I think it was a great example of what like a strong relationship can look like when you both
Mhm.
push and challenge each other to be the best versions of yourself. And then, like as you mentioned, I mean, the hot tub scene. I mean, the oh, the hot tub scene. I think before you read this, I was like, wait till you get to the hot tub scene. And as soon as you
Yeah.
did, you were like, oh my God, the hot tub scene.
Yeah, I died. I was just, wow. So great.
You just don't
So,
expect it.
no, you just don't. And you're like, well, well,
Hmm.
well.
Oh my
Hello.
God. Hello there.
Pleasant surprise. And here are a few things that you should also know about our author, Ellie K. Wilde, which I am now obsessed and want to read all the things. So, first of all, she is a Canadian writer of contemporary romance and romantic comedies. She enjoys writing stories with dirty mouthed cinnamon roll heroes, yes, please, and fiery women who bring all these men to their knees, which, yeah, or vice
And
versa.
literally.
And literally, yes. And when she's not writing, she loves reading romance books, binging reality TV, and snuggling with her fur babies, which, same.
So before we jump into discussing this book, a couple of key reminders. This episode will contain spoilers. We assume if you're listening, you've read the book, you've been warned. And this has our smallest number of sensitive topics, I think, ever. And they're not
Ever.
even like really in the book. They're just discussed in the book, which
Yeah.
is cheating because Brooks's ex-girlfriend cheated on him. And then obviously death because Sienna's dad died.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that's it.
That's it. And you're like, oh, okay. Small, small list. And our tropes list isn't that long either, but we still got some good ones on there. So, first up, we have a sports romance, of course, because Brooks Atwood is a retired NFL player looking to make his comeback, and it's one of the main plots throughout the entire book. So, gotta love a little bit of football in this one. Next, you have fake relationship. So, Brooks made some less than ideal choices after he retired from the NFL and was recovering from a breakup that resulted in some very questionable videos of him and various women getting frisky in a back alley. So, to try and get back into the NFL, he needs to, clean up his act and get a serious girlfriend stat. And that's where Sienna literally stumbles into the picture. And it's funny because this is not Brooks' first fake relationship. Let's remember prior, he had a fake relationship before with Melody. So he's like, I'm kind of a pro at this whole thing. So, fake relationship number two. And then lastly, we have a one bed trope. So, Brooks and Sienna attend the gala hosted by the Tigers, and the hotel only gives them one bedroom. One bed.
Rats.
Oh, darn. So, things get hot and steamy, and we love that. So, all for the one bed trope. Please and thank you.
So, in terms of drama, there is a lot in this book. It starts with Brooks training with Parker in Oakwood Bay. We love Parker. I can't wait to see more of him.
Love Parker.
But as Megan said, his whole goal is to come out of the NFL or to come out of retirement back into the NFL. And he wants to play for his former team again, the Rebels. It gave me a little Brett Favre vibes,
Oh, I could see
but
that.
like less weird and creepy.
Yeah.
The only problem is, right? People like the Rebels are not loving this video footage of, which I'm also like, how is there video footage of you having sex with various women in LA hotspots on the internet?
Yeah, like who's stalking you and like taking all these
Correct.
videos? I mean,
And
it's the
how is
same
it
alley,
staying
so it could
online?
be, yeah. Like, of course, it's the same like back alley, so it's like he has his go-to place, I guess. And there's like a security footage, but I'm just like,
And how many women
Dude.
are we talking?
Yeah, like 5, 20,
Are you
100.
wearing the same clothes? Is it on different days? I need more details.
I hope you're wearing
So
condoms. That's all I gotta say.
I think so,
Keep
hopefully.
it clean. Keep it clean.
But it all happened in the 6 months after he retired and Naomi broke up with him, who is Queen Bitch. We'll talk more about
Oh,
her. But he was definitely not like the best version of himself, and he really has cleaned up his act since moving to Oakwood Bay. Now, his agent Josh, who is, I mean, always on his side, but probably like the typical sports agent, really cares about making money.
he's like Tom
And
Cruise. Show me the
he's
money.
exactly has questionable morals, which is really funny to hear him talk to Brooks about having morals.
Yeah.
So basically Josh is like, I know you're not like this anymore, but the rebels aren't convinced because, also you had an alleged affair with Zach's girlfriend Melody when you were fake dating her. And I love this because like Brooks is like, that wasn't real. That was a joke.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions about the whole situation, right? But
Yeah.
the videos of the women are real. And that's
Mhm.
not going to go away as easily. And I'm like, you need a better crisis manager because someone should be able to get those down off the internet.
I wonder if you could just claim they're AI.
It
Like,
just
it
looks
wasn't me,
like
it's
me.
AI. It just
It
looks, it's
wasn't me.
AI, guys. It's not me.
Yeah,
That's where AI can be in your favor to be like, it wasn't me. It's
it
not
wasn't me.
real.
It's not real. So Josh tells Brooks that he needs to find a way to convince the rebels that he's settled down, like turn over a new leaf. Like, do you happen to have like a wife or a longtime girlfriend? That would be the ideal solution. Josh, wouldn't you know if he had a wife or a long-term girlfriend? You're his agent.
Yeah. Right? Like,
But that's when we meet Sienna. She's breaking into, which I already love, right? Because she's just like you can tell from her personality, like she gives zero fucks.
yeah.
Breaking into the OB football field with her best friend Shy and Shy's little girl. And the whole reason she's doing it is because it's the anniversary of her dad's death, and he used to take her to these games before his death. And everything's going fine. Like I think they're being like incognito when they're doing
Yeah.
this. But there's three of
Barely.
you, and one of them is a toddler. You're not.
Yeah. It's like you cannot sneak a toddler into anywhere. They will make their
No,
presence known.
correct. And everything's fine until Sienna almost gets hit by a football, but then like Brooks saves her. And what I love about this, and I visualized this way too long in my mind, is he ends up on the ground with her in like a doggy style position. And I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah, right? He just immediately
So
attracted to her, you know?
exactly.
It's
Well,
like
and he
I must come at you at this angle
at this
now.
angle.
Yes.
Well, and then he like smiles at her, and I love that we're in her monologue for this because she's like, he's the type of guy you bring home to mom. He opens your car doors and then takes you to like a dark parking lot alley and fucks you lights out in the back seat because he can't wait to get home. And I'm like, that is that. How did you get all that from a smile? Because it's very true.
Oh boy, that smile could wet panties, I bet.
I bet. Well, it does later in this
And it
book.
does. Yes. And literally, like, this encounter makes Brooks very curious about why Sienna is there because he's like, what is happening here? Like, this school only gives out special permission, like, to certain people to come out here. So it's like, why are you here? Not that he's really complaining. 'Cause he's like, oh, she's hot, but still, like, why? And she like, completely lies about like helping out the school with their like social media. So she's like, oh, I'm just gonna take photos like of the team, like gonna post it. And he's like, uh-huh, sure. But he plays along. So he's like, oh, she's cute, like whatever, it's fine. And he's like, well, the best view of everything is like up in the coach's booth. So like, let's go up there and get a better view of like the stadium. And this is also when Brooks gets to see Sienna's like hilarious and teasing personality come out because she makes a lot of comments about like, I really hope you're not like gonna murder me up here. And then he later is like, well, you could murder me too. Like, I don't know you. And it's just like funny banter between them. And then Sienna finally figures out who he is and she completely fangirls over him because her and her dad like loved the rebels and his comeback story literally is all over the news and she's like, hey, oh my gosh, can we get a picture together? Like my mom will really love this. And he's like, okay, sure. And then Brooks reminds her like, oh, by the way, you should probably post it because you're doing social media, so post a picture of the stadium. And she's like, fine, like let's do this, like that's why we're up here, right? And she can't admit that she lied. So she posts like 3 pictures really fast on her social media without even looking at them. But thankfully, she did delete the one of him doing her doggy style on the field because that would not have been so great for his, appearance that he's trying to be clean. But I kind of secretly hoping that one didn't get deleted. Yeah, it's like I was kind of like, I was like, maybe she keeps it in like a back pocket, like hides
it's also in your recently deleted. So did you empty that out?
Ooh, good point.
Just something for everyone to remember. I also love who posts photos on social media without thinking about it.
Yeah, no one does that at all.
No one does that.
You have to very strategically be like, okay, I like this. Let's edit that, crop this, maybe add a little bit more light. Yeah, the order, the tagline underneath it, the captions.
Yeah. It takes effort.
All your hashtags too, like
right.
I mean, that's clue number 1 that she's not a real social media person.
No, she has no idea. She's just like do.
Like, okay, done, bye.
All done. So they go to leave the booth and the door's locked, which I'm just like, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. It wasn't locked when you got in, but now it's locked. I just had a lot of questions about it. So they're forced to wait until like Summer comes to help them. And I don't know how some of these topics came up in a normal conversation. Because Siena talks about midnight skinny dips and how they help get her out of a funk. And I'm like, I mean, I read it, but I'm also like, that's not something that I would normally talk about with a person that I just met.
No. But maybe if they look like Brooks, you would.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Throwing it out there. They mention his dog, Pete, who's a German Shepherd, who thinks he's a lap dog, which I feel like is just every big dog. I mean, your dogs are big and they think they're lap dogs.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They want to be in your lap all the time.
Brooks carries candy in his pocket due to his sugar addiction, which we saw a little bit of in the first book because he packed lots of like cookies and M&Ms and stuff.
Yeah.
We also then realized that Siena, while she meant to post just photos of like the stadium, accidentally posted a photo of the two of them, and now it's gone viral. And I'm like, how long were you locked in this room? And that's when and it couldn't have been that long, but the internet does move fast. To love you or to hate you, one of the two. But otherwise it ignores you. So Siena used to date another NFL star who happens to be like the face of the NFL. His name's Tom Ivers. And that's when Josh calls because Josh is like, oh, I didn't know you were dating someone. This is great. Like, she's a beloved internet famous girl. The Rebels have already reached out. They're intrigued by this news. I'm like, how long were we stuck in this room?
Right? I'm like, this is so fast. What in the world?
It's very fast. And Josh is like, Brooks, you should get more pictures of the two of them together. Can you get photos with your dog? Like, this cute little family. This is how we'll get you invited to training camp with the Rebels. And Brooks is like, hold on. I'm not dating her. And Josh is like, I don't care. And I'm like, Josh, you care when he's doing back alley shenanigans. But now we would like for him to lie about his relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like,
morally gray.
Morally gray. And normally we do love that.
Yeah. Me too.
So he wants Brooks to beg Siena to date him and even pay her if necessary. I'm like, is this Pretty Woman again? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But basically, like, you need to stick with her until you have a signed contract. And then Josh says, these girls are all about chasing clout, so Siena will definitely be into it. And I'm like, thank you for lumping all women into one bucket. Love that for her.
It's like, God forbid she's not a Jersey chaser and like,
right?
Isn't interested in that.
But that hits a little closer home for Brooks because of everything that happened with Naomi. They met in college. They dated for 8 years throughout his NFL career. She like dropped out of college to follow him, which sounds like a wonderful love story.
Right.
No, unfortunately, no. So
like, give up my life and my career to follow you,
right, and support you. But can you buy the biggest house and all the nicest cars and go to all these fancy parties? I'm gonna build my fan base on social media, like showcasing my life as an NFL wag. Oh, and then when you get injured and you retire, I'm gonna cheat on you with one of your teammates and then leave you for him. Okay. Needless to say, he does not want to do that again.
No.
0 out of 10, do not recommend.
Been there, done that, not going to happen. And then we find out Siena is internet famous for 2 reasons. She does not have an OnlyFans, so don't worry about that. But first, it's, her ex-boyfriend, who used to call her Cece, which she doesn't love, which I'm also like, okay, like, that's kind of rude that everybody keeps calling her that. And she's like, don't call me that. But
Also, why did she let him call her that for so long?
right? It's like, just tell him you don't like it. Like, and he should listen to you. So red flag there for that guy, honestly. And then second, because apparently at one of the games, there were a bunch of doves that were like let loose at a football game. And they all just like flocked to her. And instead of like freaking out, she's just like, I'll feed them some popcorn. Okay. Like a little Disney princess. And that video went viral. And like now people occasionally like chirp little like birdie things at her and they call her like Cece and the 7 yards or something like that. And it's just like, okay. Like, but also like, why do people think that's okay to like chirp at somebody in public? Like,
I don't understand. People are weird.
Are they like cooing like a dove, like, you know? Or are they just like, tweet, 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 like, I'm
chirp, chirp,
chirp, chirp, chirp, chirp, chirp, chirp.
I don't
know.
Like, why would you walk around
and throw it at them?
Yeah, like why would you walk around like making sounds at people?
Yeah, that's weird. Like
that makes you look weird.
Yeah, it's like, okay. So the internet loves her basically for those reasons. And it immediately causes Brooks to think that Siena is possibly just another Naomi and like intentionally perhaps targeted him today and is like trying to like get into like the Wags universe again. And he's like, not like, And it's like, dude, okay. First of all, what the fuck? Like that accusation is seriously so offensive to her because she's like, no, I won't even date an athlete. Like, I'm not even going to go there. She's like, I've been there, done that. Like, no, thank you. And she's ready to be done with the conversation at this point because he like full on calls her out on this. And she's like, fuck you, buddy. Like, no way.
Absolutely not.
Like, no. Like, you think you're the shit? Like, you are so conceited. Not going to happen. And Brooks is like, well, hey, you know what? We should probably stay together until I get a contract. She's like, there is no us. There is no us together. Like, no. And dude, maybe you shouldn't have like accused her of being a gold digger. Maybe she would have gone along with it, but you were a dick. So she's not going to do it now. And Siena is seriously not interested and thinks this entire idea of like fake dating is ridiculous, which she's not wrong. Like, it is very crazy, even though we love the trope. It's kind of fun. But in real life, like, no, that never works out in anyone's favor. Like,
has anyone ever done that in real life?
I mean, maybe celebrities.
Well, yeah. I don't feel like that's real life, though.
That's true.
I feel
But in this case, they're celebrities.
That's true. She was internet famous.
Stunt. So, yeah, I mean, you know. So in the real world, that doesn't happen. But in PR, crazy celebrity world, I guess it does. You know, who knows? And she's also just like, I don't really want to be internet famous. Like, I've been there, done that. So, like, I don't need your clout. You know, like, I'm good. And then she's like, I'm over this conversation. She pulls out a credit card and just like Jimmy locks the gets the open door, basically. She's like, credit card trick, boom, we're out. We're undone. She's like, oh, I've been doing that since I was a kid. And he's like, you could have done this the whole time? And she's like, I was curious what you had to say.
Well, and like before he was offensive, he was really cute. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like she was like interested in learning more, and then he started being a jerk.
She was into it. But then before they leave the room, like Summer shows up and is like, what? Huh? Like, what's going on here, guys? And she's like, you know, I'm gonna try and convince Siena that like Brooks is a good guy. Like, he's not a narcissist. Like, he like sobs at like dog shelter commercials, you know, with like the Sarah McLachlan song. And also, who doesn't do that? Like, if you don't cry at those commercials, like, I don't think you have a soul. But it doesn't work on Siena. And she's just like, no, I want nothing to do with this guy. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really blame her based on like how he's reacting. It's like, it started all sweet and like genuine, and then he calls her out on this shit. And she's like, no, that's not me. Like,
not at all.
Bye.
So later, Brooks, who I think does not understand how social media works in general, has created multiple social media accounts because he can only send one message to her at a time before he's blocked, which is very like TikTok-esque, right? Mm-hmm. So he does that, and it's kind of sweet because he does it as like what is a football daddy 1, what is a football daddy 2 or something, because that was something he was like called on one of the comments. But I'm like, you don't understand. All the way up to
like 3. What's a football daddy 3? Until she like responds, and you're like, okay.
Well, and I think the third one's like, by the way, this is Brooks. And I'm like, who else did you think it was?
But maybe also like you should have started with that.
Correct.
Perhaps.
He needs to learn how to talk to people.
Yeah.
So we also learn that Santa works at a place called Ship Happens, which felt like a very Megan Quinn like
Oh,
named
yes.
place. It made me think of that. And it's a bait and tackle shop in town, which her father ran before his death. She doesn't love fishing, but she does love how much her dad loved the store and like all the memories that she has from working there, which
Hmm.
like is really sweet. But also, I'm like, you have to really love fishing, like worms, the smell of fish, to go
Oh.
into a bait and tackle shop, let alone like work at one.
Would you come out smelling like it, I
I
wonder?
think so. Oh,
Like like back in the day when I worked at Abercrombie and Fitch, like you walk in smelling like your own like perfume and you walk out smelling like Abercrombie.
yeah, I
And it's
think that would
like
happen.
you walk into Ship Happens and you walk out smelling like life
Fish.
bait. Ew.
Ew. No, thank you.
No.
But then we also get to meet Aiden, who is Sienna's, this is how I called him, occasional fuck buddy.
I mean, he
It
sounds pretty
happens.
cute. I'm not
He
gonna lie,
sounds
he
really
sounds
cute.
cute. He's a
There's definitely,
surfer.
he's a surfer. There's no strings for either one of them. Whenever they're working late or they have nothing else better to do, they can do each other. He also works for her. So slight potential HR violations. There is no
Hmm.
HR because there's just the
Yeah.
two of them, but also. But one of the things that's interesting is she's been like turning Aiden down for all of the late night trysts because she met Brooks. And I'm like, but you hate Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting.
Interesting.
And then she's having a really bad week. So
Yeah.
her bait refrigerator, which is what like houses, I hate worms, blah, houses like all the wormy baits. And I'm sure there's other types of baits that people use for fishing. But as you can tell, this is
Little tiny
completely
fish too.
outside my comfort zone. It's like camping. I would camp before I would fish.
Oh, see, I would fish. I've gone fishing. I've gone like deep
I
sea
have
fishing.
too.
I love it.
I can't
It's fun
handle the
for me.
smell. Mm, I can't do it.
I just don't breathe.
Okay. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't touch anything.
There's
So
scales flying everywhere. You know, it's fine.
I'm like, no, no, thank you. So the refrigerator is broken down. Her car breaks down on the way home. It's the same like time as the anniversary of her father's death. She's trending on social media again, which is like kind of like her worst nightmare. Oh, and her rent is being raised by 10% in 30 days. And then her landlord, he's also really creepy.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
really creepy. Like she should get a restraining order creepy. And her front door lock to her apartment's broken and he still hasn't fixed it. I also question why she hasn't done something about that
yeah.
because
Girl, safety. You're
it's
a
safety.
woman living by yourself. Like,
And your landlord's creepy
yeah.
and vacuums in his underwear with a door open.
And even like literally just like, hey, you want to come on in for a good time? It's like, nope, I'll pass. Thanks,
And I
but no
think
thanks.
when he told her like the rent was going up, he's like, we could also make alternate arrangements. And I'm like, no, no, thank you.
No,
No,
no. Mm-mm. Not that desperate. Nope.
no.
And so now this fake dating situation has significantly ramped up because Josh apparently told the rebels that, oh yeah, Brooks and Sienna have been dating for like 9 months. What? What?
What?
Nope, nope, nope. And he's like, oh yeah, it's super serious. And like Josh is like, yeah, Sienna's gonna be at the alumni game and all this stuff. And only problem is, Brooks hasn't heard from her in like days. Like he's been trying to reach out, and also like they're not really dating. They have not been dating for 9 months. Fake, fake,
No.
fake, fake, fake. And then she finally does show up to like talk to him, and she's like, okay, we can fake date. I will fake date you. And yes, I'm going to fake date you for money. Which he's like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew you're going to be one of those. But it's like, but you don't have to pay me. She's like, I just want to be able to get some like brand deals, which is, we know is going to help her with her financial issues, like helping out with the store, helping out with her car, rent, all that stuff. And he's just assuming like, she's just like Naomi. Like that's all she cares about. She just wants her like 15 minutes of fame, get some money. That's it. And then Brooks realizes like they've been filmed just then, that whole interaction by like a bystander. And he's like, all right, well, if we're going to do this, we need to pretend like right away. And so they scoot in closer to each other and he's like, let's make up some ground rules. Rule number one, no personal questions. Okay.
Sure.
This fake relationship is surface level only, like nothing else. Rule number two, no sleeping with other people. So no intimacy between them either, honestly. And it's like holding hands and hugs are fine, but like we're not going to be kissing. We're not going to be having sex. Like nothing.
You can't have sex with other people.
No, sorry, Aiden. Can't have sex. No back
No.
alley either. Like, And then rule number three, they don't see each other anywhere that a photo can't be taken. So it's like if they're out and about, like somebody has to be able to take their picture. And I'm like, okay, this just
So
feels
basically, like we can't see each other or talk to each other unless like there are other people around.
yeah. So it's like unless there's a paparazzi following you, like
Correct.
we're not going to go out together. And it's like, okay,
Sure.
like sure. Let's see how these rules go. And that's also when Brooks does learn about Siena's arrangement with Aiden. And he's very adamant, like, you need to end that now. Like, lock that shit down. Like, it's gone. And she's like, yeah, no, it's fine. He's like, maybe you should fire him. And she's like, no, I'm not going to fire him. Like, but then you kind of see, like, oh, Brooks, are you getting a little possessive
jealous?
already? Are you getting jealous? Like,
Over your non-fake girlfriend?
right? Yeah.
Like,
It's kind of fun.
So before the alumni game, Brooks finds out that Siena has a motorcycle and he's not pleased. I think this is the start of many things that Brooks is not pleased about.
Yeah. He's like, where are your leathers? Where are your stuff? Like, what are you doing?
Like, what's going on? And then he gives her a jersey with his name on it on the back to wear and ensure. And then he like does this really sweet thing where she has a necklace on. It's her anchor necklace from her dad. And he like fixes the clasp so it's like in the back, which I'm just like, that's a really definitely in your personal space type of situation. I think violates the touching rule.
Oh, yes.
Right?
And was anybody there to take a picture of this? Like,
Correct. Like, what's going on? Also, for someone who supposedly is a jersey chaser, he gave her one.
that's true.
Just saying.
She
And then
didn't have to chase it at all.
She didn't have to chase it at all. He brought it to her.
Yeah.
And then he's really quick to correct anyone that calls her by the nickname Cece.
Mhm.
Which I'm like, why would you care, Brooks?
Yeah.
So it becomes really hard for Siena to hate on Brooks, though, like throughout this alumni game situation, because like they're at this table, he's signing autographs, and I just imagine like these like Golden Girls style like old women come up and they're like cooing over him, like, oh, Brooks, blah, blah. And then they're like, who is this? Why didn't we know about
like
her?
The movie 80 for Brady, right?
Yes.
Like Jane Fonda, all these ladies wearing his jersey are just like, hi, pinch your cheeks.
So they love him. And then he like dances with tiny cheerleaders and like loves it, like winks at them. Like he's giving like major like husband dad vibes with his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So like that is very confusing to the conceited version of him that Siena saw earlier.
Right? Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like, who are you? And I think she refers to him as like Jekyll and Hyde a little bit. And then she's also really struggling with this fake dating situation because she doesn't really know how to act, I think, in relationships in a lot of ways because of some of her like past history and some of her abandonment issues. So she's like sitting in the stands. He throws a touchdown or he catches a touchdown, points at her, and she looks very unimpressed. Like she's not controlling her face.
She's like Michaela from the Olympics when she gets
Yes.
the medal and just like,
And
you
on
know?
the Jumbotron.
just like unimpressed.
Unimpressed. So then like the person saying next to her is like, are you guys having problems? And I'm like, why does everyone assume that like if you put like if they see you and you're not smiling or you don't like look happy or whatever, that something is wrong? No, sometimes that was my face from the 2 seconds that you saw it, or it was on the Jumbotron, whatever.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, shit, I got to rectify this situation. So they end up, she's like, we should like kiss, but like fake kiss. Like you go left, I'll go right type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like not what happens. They end up actually kissing and the kissing is like amazing. And then instead of just like leaning into that, which is what I would have done, she tries to blame Brooks for the kiss.
Like, I told you to go right. And he's like, no.
Mm-hmm. No.
which is really fun reading it because you're just like, oh, honey, you told him to go left.
Yes, you did.
Like we have the evidence. We have the receipts. We can backtrack.
Correct.
You told him to go left. And becomes like a
And
funny banter with them throughout the entire rest of the book.
it is. And I think that's also when their like sexual banter really starts to happen. Because I'm like, how
Hmm.
did we go? Like, I'm just like, very quickly, we went from no touching each other, no touching, like, no having sex with each other or other people really, to like, now we are having sexual banter? Huh.
Huh.
Huh. I'm liking this.
I like you, yes. And then we see Brooks show up at Sienna's apartment building because he's like, you said you lived here and like this is the only one in town. So I found you. It's pretty easy. And he's like, I'm gonna take you to work. And he's like, and I don't want you driving this motorcycle. And he like makes a new rule, like, you can't ride this motorcycle for the length of our fake relationship. And he just like commandeers her helmet. So he's like, you can't do it. And then he also, so cute, didn't know what her like drink of choice in the morning would be, so he bought every single drink option at the coffee shop. He's like, I don't know what you like, but I'm gonna buy every single thing. He's like, you want an iced coffee? He like reaches in the back of his car, like, here you go, I got this. You want this? Okay, I got that.
I got tea. I got
I got
everything.
tea, I got everything. And she's just like, why do you have a car full of coffee? Which to me, I'm like, that's the dream. Yes, please.
Right?
Like, car full of coffee, I will take all of them. Done. And he's like, okay, cool. Now I know what you like. He's like, I'm going to pick you up in the evening when you're done with work. And it's like, wow, like you're full of surprises. Like you didn't have to do this. Like come out of your way to like pick me up, drop me off. You go to training and then come back and pick me up. Like, are you catching feelings, buddy?
Are you already? Because I
Yeah,
like this.
it's like you don't only catch footballs, you catch feelings. Hey, hey. So then Brooks is waiting to pick Sienna back up at night. And he sees her walking out with Aiden and he's like not happy about it. But like, okay, dude, what do you expect? Like they work together. Come on. But he makes it clear right there, like Sienna is his girl and like pulls her into a hot kiss as soon as she gets near him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And she ends up sharing a little bit about ship happens with him, which is interesting because she's the one who first implemented the whole rule about like not talking about anything personal and like everything is going to be surface level, like fake relationship stuff. But like here she is sharing like pretty like personal things about her life.
Yeah.
And then Brooks learns from Josh that while the fake dating image is, or fake dating is helping his image, the rebels are also interested in another free agent, which just so happens to be Doug McDaniels, who is the wide receiver that his ex-girlfriend Naomi left him for. It's like, great.
Great.
So the dude who literally had an affair with my girlfriend, I now have to compete against. Cool, 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 cool. Great.
It'll be fine.
Love it. It's fine. It's fine. And you know, this guy Doug is still an active player, and so the rebels are like thinking he's going to be a less like risky investment, and so it's going to be tough. And so Josh then plans to have Brooks engage with another team, the Tigers, to see if that helps to kind of like bring the rebels around. Which I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like show some interest. Other people want him too. Like it's not just you guys. And Josh suggests that he brings Sienna with him to go meet the Tigers too. ... For the weekend. What could go
What?
wrong?
Or what could go right?
What could go
Right?
so right.
So it's time to get away for the weekend. Brooks comes to Santa's apartment. He learns her door doesn't lock, and he's just like, what the actual fuck? Like you need like security, safety. So he immediately like fixes it for her. He also learns that she's been turning down brand deals for considerable amounts of money because she didn't think like some of them like were like swimming suit stuff that would align like well with the image that he needs to portray for the rebels. And that is also shocking and confusing to him because she's not trying to use him for personal gain like Naomi did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even real dating.
Yeah.
Just like as a reminder, Brooks. And then
Yeah.
that's also when she notices that Sienna has all these photos of herself with Shy's head cut out and pasted over her ex-boyfriend's photo, which is the most, she said it was like the aftermath of a drunken night after her and Tom broke up. And I'm like, that is the most relatable thing in the entire world. Like
That's
where you
so
cut
funny.
out like your ex-boyfriend from a photo or you put like someone else's head over him or scratch it out. This is back
Mm-hmm.
in the day. For those of you who ask what we're talking about, in the old time days,
The olden
the
days.
olden days, people printed photos.
Hmm. Maybe 10 at a time at like Walgreens, you know?
Correct. And you would actually cut someone out of them.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to forget all these memories and all these like memorable trips that she went on, but she doesn't want him in them anymore because she's like way over him. So when they have like the scrimmage game with the Tigers, Brooks gets jealous when some of the other players make comments about her, and he makes it
Hmm.
very clear that she is his. And I'm like, you are a possessive, jealous man, and I am here for that
I love
in
this.
books.
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
he
in
does
books, not in real
in
life so
books, not in real
much.
life.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to say that every time we're like, yes, give us the possessive, jealous man. I'm like, but not in real life, ladies.
Yeah, no, yeah, no.
So he does well at the scrimmage game, but then he also kind of like messes up his knee and has to play through it because he can't let anyone find out about it. Which is, I think, if you are a professional athlete or you are in like college athletics or even the high school athletics and trying to get a scholarship, that's very, very common. And
Hmm.
it's also at that moment when he's like telling Sienna, like at the field, like I've messed up my knee, I'm gonna have to go back out there. He's like, also, by the way, the hotel only has one room for us. And she's like, and you waited to tell me now
But you
because I
know,
didn't
it's
think you'd
it's.
come.
But I think you'd come.
Well, she's going to later.
She's going to come many times.
So I'm like, yes, one bed trope. Like, here we come. I'm so excited. And then they get to the hotel room, and then Sienna, his knee is hurting, and she's like, oh, I could help massage it. I've experienced doing that for my mom's arthritis. I will just tell you, reading this scene, what happens in this scene is not what should happen if you are rubbing your mom's arthritis.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
No, because whew, that is not the same as rubbing your fake boyfriend's knee. So
Uh-uh.
after some rubbing, Brooks is like, Sienna, you need to stop touching me. And she's like, why? He's super turned on.
It's
He
like,
needs a minute. The man needs a minute.
yeah. So also, I'm like, you're breaking all the rules.
Correct. It also reminded me of like, do you remember in Only in Your Dreams where Zach and Melody wake up in the tent? Like they wake up and there's this time where he is like, I need a minute. Like I just need. She's like, what? Why?
Why? He's
I
like, I
need
just
a
stripped you of
minute.
all your clothes and saw you in like your panties, and I'm like
I
hard as a
need a
rock.
minute.
I need a minute.
Correct.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need a minute. But then he's saved because his mom calls and he's like, oh, I'll sleep on the floor tonight. And I'm like, we'll see how that goes. She's not going to let you sleep on the floor,
No.
right?
No. You're
Also
trying to
saved by your
become.
mom.
Yeah. Nothing is, gonna be like a cold shower more than like a phone call from a parent during that moment. You're
Correct.
like, oh, yep, okay.
But I
Nope,
think he
never mind.
wanted that. He needed that in this moment.
He did. He did. But also, like, Santa does not let Brooke sleep on the floor because she's like, I'm a good person. You're injured and like you're trying to make it back to the NFL. Like, I'm not gonna do that to you. But it also like doesn't help now that like she didn't really pack any pajama bottoms because she assumed she was gonna have her own room. So she's like, I just sleep in like a t-shirt and underwear, which I'm like, I mean, yeah, same. Like it's comfortable. But then Brooks is like, interesting. Okay, like why why did I start to lump like you and Naomi in like the same like categories? He's like now realizing like just how different Sienna actually is. And we're like, dude, okay, it's about damn time you realize this, Brooks. Like, and then this causes Brooks to then like tell Sienna the truth about what happened with Naomi. Like, this is why I'm a little jaded. He's like, this bitch, Naomi, cheated on me with this guy who I'm also like fighting against for my life with like the rebels. And like, this is a big deal for him to share this with her because, again, like, this is his way of admitting that like he didn't feel like he had enough in his life, like without football. And it's like, it was hard for him to like lose the love of his life, supposedly with Naomi, when like he lost football. He's like, well, if I lose football, at least I'll still have her. Oh, wait, now I don't have her anymore. So like he's extra jaded, basically.
Yeah.
And this helps Sienna quickly realize like why he reacted the way he did after learning that she had dated Tom. It's like, oh, this tracks. This tracks why you think these things about me. And so then Sienna's like, all right, I need to share some truth with you. Like, I met my ex-boyfriend Tom through our moms because like his parents retired and like they lived in Baycrest. Like that's how we all met. She's like, I didn't choose him. Like I didn't like chase after him. Like this wasn't me like being like, ooh, like football player. Like he pursued her. And she's like, and I'm the one who ended it with him like after 2 years. And it's like, oh, all this is coming to light finally. Like, great. And then she tells them the truth about sneaking into the stadium and that it was on the anniversary of her dad's death and it was not an attempt to like track him down. So he's starting now to feel guilty about all these things he assumed about her. And it's like, I mean, yeah, like you should. You were an asshole. Like your behavior was not the best, buddy.
No.
And then Sienna continues to share more about how like she agreed to fake date him because like she needs money to pay for the shop, her rent, her car, etc. And she kind of starts to feel like, I wonder if my dad, like in the afterlife, had this like way of helping us meet. Like how, like what are the odds? Like on his anniversary, like I would run into you, and like my dad must have known I was going to need help in the future, and it's like maybe this is all meant to be. And it's like, who knows? Maybe like there are signs from the universe, like it could be.
Right?
And then things start to heat up a little bit when Brooks finds out that she is sleeping in her ex-boyfriend's shirt. Because again, just a shirt and underwear. And he's like, what's underneath that? What?
What did he think was underneath it?
I know, right?
I'm like,
And so she's like, wouldn't you like to know? And like just teases with him for like a few minutes. And you're like, oh boy. And he's just like itching to touch her. And he's just like, come on, come on. Like, I want to touch, I want to touch, I want to touch. And she's like, good night. Just like
and then
straight up,
she like
just like,
yawns or something. And I'm like,
yeah. Bitch. But first she's like
right?
touching herself, like, oh yeah. Just like, okay, good night.
And I'm
Like,
like,
ooh,
no, this is when we get
girl.
the one bed trope. In order for
Right?
it to be a one bed trope, something has to happen in the one bed.
Yes. Oh,
Well, she pays for it the next morning
she does.
because she was hot and bothered from her own, the actions of her, like the consequences of her own actions.
Exactly.
She wakes up hot and bothered and she desperately needs to use her vibrator, which she has brought with her.
I love that. I love that so much. And it's so true. Never travel without one.
Well, my favorite thing is like, she thought she was going to have her own room.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like she was assuming she would have to do this while he was present. And so Brooks like goes to take a phone call in the hallway. She's like, I have enough time. I'm like, do you? How long do you think this phone call is going to take? He said you had 20 minutes before you needed to be downstairs. Maybe she has like a magical vibrator that goes real, takes not a lot
Hits
of
all
time.
the spots real fast.
Very quickly. So she starts using a vibrator tied to her phone in this app. She's thinking about him while doing it. And she's really close to an orgasm. And then he knocks on the door. Need to be let back in. So that pours cold water on her, on us. She's like on the brink of an orgasm. And she's just like, great. So she like gets her dress on. They go. And then the best part is she's accidentally left the vibrator inside her when they leave for the gala. And I'm like, how
You know
did
that's
you
in there.
accidentally- Correct, right?
Oopsies.
Oops. You went to the bathroom to put your dress on.
Yeah, just
Take it out. Like, hide underneath the towel. Like, I just have a lot of questions.
yeah.
So they're at this gala. She can't sneak away to the bathroom to take care of her vibrator problem, which like should be fine, right? Like she should be fine. Except that like there's a situation with her phone where she like drops it, Brooks grabs it. Somehow it's unlocked and open to the vibrator app. And so he's like, oh, so I know what got you flustered up in the room earlier. And I'm like, he's like, is it still inside you? And she like refuses to answer. He's like, yeah,
Let's find out.
And then he tells her we're going to even the score after some teasing last night. And I about lost my shit.
Oh my God.
Because he turns it on while they're at the gala standing next to people. And I can just imagine like like the smirk on his face, like while he's doing this. And then he takes her on the dance floor and it is incredibly hot. Like his dirty mouth is like icing on the cake.
Oh, yes.
And he makes it so she has an orgasm. And then he like basically makes out with her to stifle her cries. And there was not enough words to describe how hot that was to read.
So good. So
good.
good.
And I was like, if this is the first steamy scene that we get with Brooks, holy shit.
Right? You're like, oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Like,
oh, my.
And then he like, I gotta go take care of something. We're like, Brooks, we all know what we're gonna go take care of. And Siena's like, I'm gonna follow him.
Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, I want to see. You saw mine. I want to see yours.
Well, but he didn't really see hers. I mean, he was I mean, him and 400 other people.
Yeah. Does that count really as an orgy?
Does it?
Does it?
Or like a sex club?
Right? Yeah, maybe.
So anyways, she follows him, pushes him into a coat closet. He ends up like masturbating while she watches. And then this is the part that I'm just like, you guys have broke every single rule that you have created.
Like, these rules don't exist. Like
minus the motorcycle one. We haven't broken that one yet.
Yeah.
But then he's like, he's made a mess. And he's like, what are you going to do about it? And then she like licks all of his fingers. And I'm like,
I was like, blush. I'm blushing now. I'm just like,
talking about it. Well, and here's the thing. I loved, like, Zach was great in the last book.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite kind of like book boyfriend in romance specifically, like the top of the chart has been Wilder from Till Summer Do Us Part.
Yes.
Like so many things about him. And then after the scene, I was like, I'm sorry, Wilder, you've been knocked down a peg. Like, I don't even know what the rest of this book is going to be. But oh my God.
Oh my God, Brooks.
Like, it just.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me get some cold water for you.
Well, all I'm thinking was, can you imagine what Parker's book is going to be like?
Holy shit. Yeah, I know. Goodness gracious.
Because we already know there's like one that he's into bondage apparently. There's also a comment that we learned from this book that he's given some girl 12 orgasms in a day.
Yeah, like what?
So I'm just like, and if Zach was hot, Brooks has leveled it up. I'm fully expecting Parker to like the book to catch fire when I read it.
It will. Mm-hmm. You're gonna need to just full-on shower after every chapter.
Our husbands are gonna think, yeah, like, hey, Wilde.
Be like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. I'm perfectly fine. Except I need all this more. Oh, good Lord. So then back in the hotel room, after everything's been licked clean, Brooks wants to know more now about Siena's childhood. So she fills him in a little bit. Sorry, that's like a dirty joke right there. Fills him
but
in,
not the way that we'd like her to.
Yeah, no, not the way, yeah. But basically her life with her birth parents was not so great. And tells him like what it was like after meeting her parents now at 13. So like, long story short, her parents were like deadbeat parents, left her behind and just like moved on without her. And so she like fend for herself and like breaks into her new parents' like house, and like they catch her like in the refrigerator trying to steal food, and they're just like, you need help, we're gonna help you. Later end up just being like her caretakers, like her parents. And so then Siena kind of inherits the store from her dad, and like she's talking about the store, and Brooks notices like it doesn't bring her any joy. And he's like, well, what makes you happy? And she's like, well, really, like what makes me happy is like being behind like the wheel of a boat. Like I love like chartering a boat. Like I would love to do that someday. And then so we get a little bit personal information on her, basically breaking more rules. What else is new? Rules. So many rules. And then next up, Brooks has a slight problem now because of his knee injury from the scrimmage. And it seems to have kind of gotten out like that news from a friend of Naomi's. And they're just like, what the fuck? Like, I knew I recognized that lady. Like, this lady was at the event and apparently commented on social media, like, so sorry to hear about your knee. And it's like, bitch, what the fuck? What? It's like, okay, Naomi is still trying to ruin his life from afar, apparently. And Siena finds out that like somehow it got out about his knee. And she's now committed to help him change the narrative, like even more so. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna go to your practice. I'm gonna like shoot content of how well your knee is doing. Like, we're gonna turn this around, turn this ship around. Like ship happens, we're gonna turn it around. It's fine.
After all, she's a social media expert.
Right? Yes, exactly. So now Sienna also has found a stack of t-shirts suddenly that, I don't know, belong to Brooks. And he just like literally picked up an entire stack of his t-shirts and shoves them into her bag. He's like making it very clear your ex-boyfriend's t-shirts are bye-bye and you will only wear my t-shirts from now on. And it turns out she's like, well, I already threw that one away. And it's like, and now I'm going to wear one of yours to bed. Wonderful. Smells like Brooks, a little pine, like, And so now they're on their next outing, and Brooks and Sienna are at a little kids' football camp, which is so, so cute. Like, my gosh. And like, even though like Brooks promised Sienna that she didn't have to like do any physical activity, he gets the kids to like finally con her into participating, which are like, nice, nicely done.
Way to go.
It's good. And we learned that Brooks like loves kids. He wants to have kids one day, but he's like, I would never let them play football. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, like head injuries makes sense. And all of this also makes Sienna wonder, like, is Brooks just trying to like fuck me or wife me? Like, maybe both. Maybe a little bit of both. And it's like, why not? That'd be great, right? And then Brooks also tries to get her to share now, like, why she won't date athletes, but she refuses to tell him. It's kind of like, well,
well, at this point, he's interested. Like, he wants them to go from whatever this weird, non-fake, fake dating situation is, because it's definitely not fake dating anymore if you're giving each other orgasms.
Yep.
So
you're catching feelings, catching orgasms, like,
you're not fake
it's getting
dating.
real.
Yeah. So she leaves her phone in his car accidentally. He goes to return it, and this is the first time he goes into Ship Happens. And then while he's there, he hears some, I assume they were older men, talking inappropriately about Sienna. She confronts them because she does not need a man to take care of her. And then they continue to be insulting, which causes Brooks to want to get involved and hit them. But she stops them. And then she does my favorite thing, which is she takes like their live bait, which is worms and dirt, and like dumps it on over their head, and their mouths are open. Whoa.
Oh,
So gross. But that's what they deserved.
They did.
So, but the good news is, like, she was just going in for the day to get the day started because she has to play captain for the day and take out a charter.
Woohoo!
And that's like exciting. It's her dream job. But then we learned she later accidentally switched phones with Brooke. So, which I don't know how that happens.
Right?
Like in real life. Like, do you have the
Like,
same case?
you just look and you see, oh, okay, like this is my phone. Like,
Correct. Like,
I don't think a guy's gonna have this phone
no.
unless they're gay.
Right.
This is a very like cutesy phone. It's got my family
And they
on it. It's got a
shouldn't like
chain.
wouldn't have your phone, like your family photo as their home screen,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would, unless they're your husband or some weird stalker.
Yeah.
So, but this is like, Sienna doesn't care. She's out living her life, and she probably has zero cell service anyways.
That's
But
true.
Brooke starts getting all these calls from her mom on Sienna's phone because her mom broke her leg. So he ends up taking her mom to the hospital. He plays cribbage with her, which I have no idea how to play. And
have no
based on
idea.
reading it, don't want to learn.
No.
And like makes dinner for her. He like takes care of her all day while Sienna couldn't. And her mom is like absolutely in love with him. And I'm like, well, who wouldn't be at this point?
I know.
So like when Sienna comes home, like her mom's like, do not sabotage this. And I'm like, you've done that before, haven't you, Sienna? But I also feel like it's that, like, I mean, Sienna's a little bit older, right? I feel like it's that part of your life where you're in a good relationship, or at least your parents think you are, and they're like, do not fuck this up. I want grandbabies. Like, and I got a little bit of those vibes.
Yeah, major.
And so,
I mean, I think she full on says it at some point. Like, when my grandbaby's coming. Come on.
Yeah.
I got a grandma time clock. Like, let's go.
When does that kick in? I've always been curious. Because I feel like for some people it kicks in really early, and then for other people they're way later in life and they're like, please don't call me grandma.
Right? Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know. But then we learn that like Sienna hates other people being responsible for her or helping her out given her past. So she like apologizes to Brooks for having to miss, like, that he had to miss practice to take care of her mom. And she's like, what can I do to make it up to you? Like, I'll clean your toilets, I'll take care of Pete. And he was like, who made you feel like you owed people something for like looking out for you?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I think a lot of people actually have that problem, probably more so than you think. Even ones that haven't been through what she's been through. I think if you have any issues of like abandonment in your life, which there's a lot of reasons people can have that, you probably feel like obligated to repay someone in some way
Yeah.
for their kindness.
Yeah, some
But
kind
she
of like quid pro quo for something, you
exactly.
know? Yeah.
And she avoids answering that question.
Yep.
Don't
But,
blame her.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. But then we do get to see the two of them go on a motorcycle ride, which I'm like, okay, you are also violating your own personal rule again. But now you're like violating like his like athletic NFL contract, like if he were to have had one. That's like, you're
Right?
not supposed to do anything that's like life endangering or like physically endangering to your body. Like when you're an athlete, like your body is like literally your paycheck. So it's like,
And I think
let's not go
motorcycles
on
are
a
like on the
motorcycle.
top of the list of things you should not do, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, please don't go on a motorcycle. Please don't go skydiving. Like, take care of yourself, please. Meanwhile, I'm like, sign me up. I want to go. It'll be fun. And so Sienna has him on like the back of her motorcycle, which I'm like, that's got to be so, so stinking funny to see. Like,
Big
Sienna
man.
driving it, and he's just like holding on with his like tattoos, and he's just like, like, you know, like, oh my God, don't let me fall, please. But she takes him to her like very special spot, and it's like also very risky because it's like on the edge of a cliff, and it's like just feet are dangling off the edge. Like we're just, having a grand old time, not giving a shit if we die, apparently, which I'd be a little scared about that one. But she's relaxed here, and she tells him about how she did eventually kind of like look for her birth parents a long time ago. Like they found her, and she tells him about living with her parents now. And apparently, the reason why she knows that the walls are so thin at her house is because she heard all about how her birth parents were blackmailing her like adoptive parents for money because they didn't technically have like a legal guardianship over her. So like in order to afford this blackmail, her I'm calling them her adoptive parents even though like it didn't go through that way. Like they end up getting a second mortgage to pay off the birth parents,
Oh,
which my mind is just kind of like, how legally is this even happening? Like I'm sure there are ways they could have gone about being like, look at this neglect, like look at all of this, like we want to take her in.
it's really
Like,
hard. It's really hard and it takes way longer than you think.
yeah, so they're just trying to
That's what
skip the
sucks.
steps. Oh,
Yeah. I think they were just trying to protect her in the only way they could, right?
yeah. But that just sucks so much. So like literally that's why she stays behind to like run ship happens because like she feels like she owes her parents everything they did for her. Like she's like, you spent all this money to keep me, like I better make it worth your while. It's like I better be worth it, which is exactly what her birth parents said to her. Like, you better be worth all this trouble. It's like,
That's so heartbreaking.
God, so bad. So terrible. And so after like all of this happens, Sienna then confides in her best friend Shy that she does like her pretend boyfriend. She's like, I don't think Brooks and I are pretending anymore. Like, I really like him. And she's scared of that because like to experience like the heartbreak of like dating a guy who's gonna like end up leaving, like going somewhere, like that's exactly what happened with her ex-boyfriend Tom. Like he got traded, he went across the country, caused even more of abandonment issues of hers, just like skyrocket. She's like, I've been on this rodeo before, like I don't want to do it again. But that's basically why we find out why she doesn't want to date athletes anymore. So next up, we have the Around the League photo shoot that basically these people are coming in. They want to take pictures of Brooks and Sienna and Pete. Pete's the star of the show, let's be real. And it's the first time that we actually also get to see Sienna be jealous when the makeup artist is like touching Brooks and it's like, ooh, what's this tattoo? Like, And Sienna's like, new rule now, like no one gets to touch you except for me. It's like, okay. And then he's like, well, who gets to touch you then?
No, she says no one can touch you but yourself. He can only touch himself. No one else
Oh,
can touch
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, how's that work?
Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. But they get interrupted because then the photographer's like, all right, it's time to go. It's time to go. Take pictures. And Sienna comes down in just his old Rebels jersey with pretty much like nothing else on. And Brooks makes it clear, like, all right, I'm done pretending. Like, this turns me on. Like, I like this. I like this chick. Like, let's fucking go.
But nothing happens until later that
Nothing
night.
happens. Yeah.
He's alone at home. He's super turned on. He's like, okay, so he goes into the kitchen apparently and starts like stroking himself, which I have a. We've read a lot of kitchen sex scenes, and if you've listened to any of the previous episodes that include those, you know that we're big fans of hygiene too. So
Yes.
I'm just like, could we have picked another room, Brooks?
Yeah.
Like,
right?
could you have just stayed in the living room? Because Pete has like followed him into the kitchen to see like what's going on.
Yeah.
And
And you're
somehow
like, he's like, Pete, look away. Look away.
Look away.
Look away.
And so he has his phone out. He's looking at this like photo of Sienna while he's like stroking himself, and somehow takes a photo that accidentally gets sent to her. So I'm very curious like how that happened,
Mhm.
which then causes them to text, and and then they video chat. And it comes out that she's like, I mean, Brooks, I need you to leave me alone. My panties are around my ankles. I'm like, who talks like that to other people that you're not dating or married to? Apparently, Sienna.
Sienna and Brooks do.
Which then ends up leading to like, I would call it like video sex, because it's not like sexting because there's video involved.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about it. But like the things this man says, holy shit.
And the things that they both do, you're like, oh, fuck.
Right. Literally.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. It's like, well.
Well, did not see that coming, Brooks.
Did not see that coming. But she's got a nice little dildo she uses. And you're like, hello.
And he is
Okay.
not afraid to give instructions.
And she follows.
Yes.
It's
probably the one time she listens. So then we have a few days later, Brooks has booked a charter so Sienna could captain the boat for him, because it was booked and a bachelor party was going on it, and he paid for them to have alternative arrangements so he could go out on this boat with Sienna, which is like so sweet because he wants to spend time with her. He has like all this food. He's made his mom's brownies. I'm just like, this man is perfection. And he makes it clear like it's definitely a date. To be very clear, like this sounds like a date. No, it is a date.
He's like, that's because it is. We're doing a date.
We're doing a date. But he's afraid of open bodies of water. So he's like gonna get on this boat on an open body of water because he wants to impress this girl and be with this girl, and it's incredibly sweet. And then
But he's like staying away from the edge. He's like, nope, I'm good in the middle of the boat. You're good over there.
Well, and I love that she said at one point, she's like, were you in the ocean, like a piece of seaweed touched your leg, and like now you're traumatized? I've been that person.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is why I like parts of the Caribbean, like the Grind Came In, because the water is so clear you can see everything.
Yeah, same. I don't like when I can't see the bottom. I'm like,
no. I'm good. Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. And this little adventure is when Sienna realizes how much like Naomi fucked with his self-confidence. Because you think when you look at Brooks, right, he's like a former NFL player. He's trying to make this comeback. He's got tattoos. He's a big man. He's got lots of muscles. Like he would not have any self-confidence issues. And he definitely does. And it makes her feel like they're twin souls who need validation that they're worth knowing and loving. And that's one of my favorite parts of the book. Because I think
soulmates.
I feel like they're soulmates, but it's also because I think there is this truth to people that need validation that they are worth knowing and loving. I think it's a really prominent, like, I would say, like, challenge that more people have than you realize. And that's when, like, she starts to let her walls down and starts telling him all the things she likes about him.
That's so
sweet. Because I think before, when he would like try and get her to like say something she liked about him, I think she always phrased it as like, oh, are you fishing for a compliment? But he's not. He needs like words of affirmation or his love language.
Yeah. When like they start to realize that about each other a little bit.
Yeah.
And they do get a little like steamy there, but they're just like, nope, nope, not on a boat. First time he's like, the first time I fuck you is not gonna be on a boat. I'm like, why not?
Why not?
Why
Can it be
not?
the second time?
Yeah, right. I like cue the song like I'm on a boat and like
Well, it
be fun.
reminded me of the Never List and
Ah,
Axel on the boat, like when he takes her like to go see his mom, or I guess his mom's
mhm.
statue. And then he's like, I got to do things to you that I can't do in front of my mom, and then takes her back on the boat. Like
Yes. Yes,
that's like
please.
my top tier boat scene.
Oh,
So
that's a great boat scene. I was
yeah,
hoping we get a boat scene. We did not get
I
a
did
boat
too. We
scene.
did not. We got
But we
something
got
better, I
something
think.
better. Yeah, yeah. So that night, Sienna comes back over to his place and things get super hot and spicy. I mean, like top tier. We get the best fucking hot tub scene ever.
Ever.
That literally starts with Brooks just like finger fucking Sienna in the hot tub, followed by incredibly hot sex on the edge of the hot tub. And then he goes down on her like on a table out there. And then he's hard again and like fucks her again on the table. And you're just like,
I,
I'm sorry, what?
I, how is she walking after this?
I know. Like literally, I'm like, girl, cue the Ariana Grande song, like walking side to side, because like you gotta be at this point. Like, did you stretch?
Like,
I hope you stretched. I hope you didn't pull a muscle, because it's wonderful, and we will get in those details. But Brooks is just like so incredibly sweet. Like after they have sex, he's like taking care of her, and they end up falling asleep on the couch together. But then she like takes off in the middle of the night, and like before she like falls asleep with him, she's like, "So how many cars do you have?" And he's like, "Just the one." And she's like, "Okay." Steals his car, like literally was like, I'm gonna take your car now because like I need to get away because this is too much. Because it's like, you know what, honey, if you're gonna hook up, you need some boundaries. And she's just like running away from her feelings right now. It's like perfect example of that. And your heart seriously breaks for Brooks at this point because he just admitted like how much he cares about her and like what he like likes about her and like what his ex Naomi did to him. And then she just like up and goes with his car and just like, girl, you are not
bye.
helping him with his self-confidence issues. Like this is not a great idea.
No. So the next morning, creepy landlord shows up, and in my mind, he's always walking around in like saggy, tidy, whitey men underwear and like a
Ooh.
stained shirt. Like that is the picture I have of him in my mind. That's not how he's described all the time, but that's
No.
what I envision.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Did your boyfriend fix your lock?" I'm like, "How did you know her lock was fixed? You creeper."
Yeah.
So then Brooke shows up to get his car and he hands Santa a contract and he's like, "Sign this." And she was like, "What?" He's like, "Just sign it." So she does. And he's like, "Oh, I bought you a car. Because the next time you run off scared in the middle of the night, I want to be able to chase you." And I'm like, "What?"
But it's so cute because it's like a white version of his car. Like he's got like a black, I don't even remember they say what kind
Like
of
an
car it
SUV, I
is.
think, right?
SUV
Yeah.
something, yeah. And now she's got a white matching one. I'm like, oh, his and hers.
It's so cute. Like it, and
So
it's
cute.
so sweet, right? Like, and then
But
he
also,
like pushed,
who buys someone a car like that?
apparently really rich former NFL players who are trying to get back into the NFL, I
I
guess. I
guess
don't
I guess
know.
so. He saved a lot of money, basically.
Yeah. So he then pushes Sienna to confess, like, why did you run? And she's like, well, finally she does tell him it has to do with you leaving, like when you get a contract with the Rebels, because like my business is here, I can't leave and I won't do long distance because she had a really bad experience with Tom when they were long distance.
Hmm.
And then she was like, but I do need help. And I was really proud of her for asking for help because she's not good at that. She's like, so my landlord, I think he's been sneaking into my place before you fix the lock. And Brooks is about to lose his shit. The man is very lucky he is still alive. And
Hmm.
Brooks is like, you're moving in with me immediately. I'll handle the landlord. And I was like, where are we going to bury the body, Brooks?
Right? Yeah.
So he gets her like all moved in, like all their friends help. And then later that night, Sienna surprises Brooks by having all of their friends over to celebrate because he finds out that day that he's going to training camp. So he's got invited, which is
Yay!
exciting.
Woo woo.
So, Zach and Melody are there, Summer's there, Shy's there, Parker's there. Like they're all drinking, they're having a great time. Brooks has
Drinking
just come back.
Samaritas.
Some margaritas, which I love. They also sound
Yeah.
very dangerous,
Yes. Oof.
which I think could be fun.
Could be fun.
Like Brooks comes back from running, sees a big surprise. He has to go take a shower because he smells. She follows him in there. Then she goes down on him in the shower, and then we have shower sex while there are people in their house. And I'm just like, because there's a
love
point.
it.
I love
So
it because
good.
there's a point where like after they're done, they can hear someone talk about the summaritas, and I'm like, if you can hear them, they can hear you.
And
Just throw
showers, bathrooms, echo.
Right?
Yeah.
They did not care. And then we also get to see drunk Santa that night, who accidentally calls Brooks her future husband to the girls, which is really sweet. Somehow she's wearing Pete's collar. Like at some point she took the dog's collar off and put it on her.
She's claiming herself as his.
I
you know?
guess. Because Brooks
Or
is
as
like, why are
Pete's.
you or as Pete's. Brooks is like, why are you wearing Pete's collar? And she's like, I don't know. He's like, can we take it off? She's like, no.
Oh, kind of like it.
And then she tells Brooks that she sleeps in his shirts every night, which is really sweet. And she wants to have sex with him, but he won't have sex with her while she's drunk, which is also really sweet.
Yes, respectable. Because yeah, drunken. When you're that drunk, sex is not going to be that great
For anyone.
for anyone.
But like they end up taking a shower together and he like washes her hair and stuff, if I remember correctly. Like it's really sweet.
Super sweet. But also I'm like, well, a shower would kind of sober you up, so you could still
Right?
later.
I think there's something in the summaritas.
Something in those summaritas. We need a recipe. Can we get a recipe for summaritas,
Yes.
please? Please, Ellie Wilde. I like that. So then the next day, everyone's nursing hangovers, you know. They settle into like a new kind of like day-to-day rhythm that like really means like the world to both of them. So like it's really sweet to see how both of them are saying like coming home to each other is like the best thing, and then like Pete is like the best part of their day, which honestly I think Pete's like the MVP here. Like
Yes.
he's the best. And we see Brooks finally recognize that he's fallen in love. Like he's like she's not ready to hear those words yet. He's like, but I'm falling in love with this girl. Like I love her. And we're just like, come on, buddy. Let's just say the words. Like, let's do it. Come on. And now we're at the training camp. So the rebels apparently also invited douchebag Doug to come to the camp as well, which means that the bitchy Naomi is going to be there. Ugh, so gross. But you know what? Sienna can handle herself. She's got this, you know. And thankfully, you know, Sienna has come with him, which is interesting because I don't think typically they like allow that to happen. Like you can bring your girlfriend to the training camp too. Like,
Right?
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
I would say like every training camp I'm really into football, NFL football specifically. Every time I hear about it, it's like they're in college dorms or they're in like a hotel, but like they're bringing their gaming systems. Like it is like no friends, no family can come and stay with them. They can go like to some of the practices or whatever, but they're kind of like at summer camp.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm like, I don't think this is real. But again, this
But
is
I
a
like
fantasy
it.
book.
It works
Romantasy.
well for the
Okay.
story.
Yeah, it works. It works for the story. It's fine. So Brooks is there, obviously, and like anxious about the training camp. And so Sienna's like, you know what? Like before you do it, like let's go skinny dipping in the ocean. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Leads to sex in the ocean, which honestly, I'm a little bit like, I like the
They're all-
idea, but actually doing that, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and also they're in LA, so they're in the Pacific side.
Yeah.
Isn't it cold?
It's freezing. It is so cold. I'm like, no, I don't even like to go in the ocean here. Like my toes. I'm like, no way. Like that is fucking freezing. And then they like, honestly, I don't like sand either. So I'm just like, sex on the beach is a drink, but not good in like reality.
life.
Like this is not like something you really want to do. Like sand's everywhere. The ocean's fucking cold. Like also like there's tons of like kelp and like seaweed everywhere. And like if he was scared of like something touching his foot once, like he's gonna be terrified of this. I don't know how he did it, but they did. And they both get to have orgasms before somebody shows up with like it's probably like the nighttime lifeguard being like, who's out there? And they're just like, ah, and they like run away. But at least they got to come. So,
At least they
good for
did.
them.
So
Happy for
at
them.
training camp, Santa fits in perfectly with the other wags who would much rather see Brooks on the team than Doug. Turns out no one likes Naomi. Not surprised by
Shocker.
that.
Yeah.
Shocker. There's also this moment between her and Brooks before he takes the field where like they confess their love for each other without saying it. And that is like where she gives him her anchor necklace, which
Mm.
like means the world to her. And then I also loved it when she told Naomi off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like, go, girl.
Go
Drop
girl.
it.
It was very hilarious. It was just perfection. And then we also see later at like this team dinner, Naomi tries to like maybe unsettle, or I couldn't tell if she was like trying to come on to Brooks.
Yeah, right?
Like,
Just kind of like, oh, I missed you.
but also like
Weird.
Doug's really good, and I'm sorry you're like I'm gonna be the reason why you don't get this job or something. I'm like, what is wrong? But he's just staring at Sienna and like basically like ignores Naomi and like forgets that she's there.
Yeah.
And then so Brooks is really good at gift giving. That's all I
Hmm.
can say. He's good at giving a lot of things. Gifts are one of
Yes,
them,
he is. He's a giver.
right? But he's definitely a giver. He buys her a freaking sailboat. Like I don't even know how much that costs, but they're not cheap.
He's bought her a car, a brand new car, and now a boat.
A
And
boat.
it's being stored in Marina del Rey, which is also expensive.
Well, and it's like it wasn't that he just bought her a boat. She saw this one particular boat with a teal hull that she talked to
Hmm.
him about loving. And so he's like found this boat, which is probably not for sale,
No, yeah.
and purchased it. He's made arrangements to like have it transported back to Baycrest. He has a slip there waiting for her. Like he's not even trying to use it to entice her to move to LA with him. And I'm just like, how can we write a more perfect man?
Yeah. It's like, honey, he loves you. He loves you. He loves you. He's a sugar daddy and he loves you. And he's good
Right?
at sex.
And
And
he's
you
a
love
good
him back.
man.
And he's a good guy.
And he wants
And he's
kids and he's
hot.
gonna be a good dad.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
I mean, we can keep going.
why are you waiting? What? Go. Go, 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 go. Jump on that. And then Brooks and Sienna get to go meet his parents. And Sienna like also fits in perfectly with his family. Like it's just so beautiful like to see like she can like play with like his nephew and like is there with his mom and dad and just like everybody all together. And he just can't keep it inside anymore. He tells Sienna like he loves her like that night. And she notices before that there's like a little like kind of heart-shaped thing in his like arm, like accidentally, like from like a lack of like crossover with tattoos. She's like, oh, it makes a heart, like it's perfect. And she writes the like S+B inside the heart, and you're like, so cute. I love that. Now I want to go to like my husband and like find a little spot and write like M and J because he's got like a little spot there too. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. It's just like so sweet. But then Josh calls, and it's good news. Brooks is gonna get an offer from the Rebels, and he's headed back to the NFL, and literally like a better offer than he ever even expected. He's so excited, and he's like, Sienna, please don't break up with me. Like, please don't. Please don't break up with me. Like, I know we talked about this, like, across country stuff. But, like, please, like, we can make this work. And she begs him not to sign it. She's like, I didn't want to do this, but, like, please, like, if you could just maybe sign with the Tigers instead, who are closer. You know, like, they're only 3 hours away from where we live. Like, I love you, too, and I don't want to be without you. But, like, please, like, go with them instead. Like, maybe, like, I know they're interested. And he's like, actually, they're not. Like, devastation hits because the Tigers don't want him anymore because Sienna wore a Rebels jersey in their magazine shoot. And so now no other team is like interested in him because like clearly he's like proclaimed to the world he only wants the Rebels. And it's like also like not gonna lie, like that was pretty shitty. Like I know she's trying to do a good thing, but like you screwed him over. Like
I know.
And she didn't even mean to. Like she felt so bad about it. She's like, oh my God, I thought it would just be like a funny thing.
Well, I think she's just doing it to like sexually tease him.
Yes, exactly. Like, and it's like, save that for the bedroom. Don't put it out there. Like I feel like
public consumption.
I feel like that's where like the PR team like didn't hit the target on that one. It's like, oh no, we were supposed to keep this neutral for a reason. You know?
Correct. I feel like that's with like the photographer, or like where was Josh when you needed him?
Right? Yeah, it's like of all the times, Josh, come on. Like, why aren't you
This
meddling
is
here?
Josh's fault.
Oh, such a shock. Yeah, seriously. And so then like Brooks is like just devastated and he just calls Josh. He's like, you know what? Nope, not taking the deal. And Sienna's like, stop, stop. Like, no, you can't like quit your dream like for me. And he's like, you are my dream. You know, like it's like a Rapunzel moment. Like, you are my new dream. And then things get hot and heavy because then Brooks is like, I am showing you right now, like, you are mine. He like goes down on her in his parents' house. Like, and she returns the favor. And at first, you're just kind of like, you're having sex in your parents' house? She's like, what if your dad like hears me or like your mom hears me? He's like, oh, they're like upstairs on the other side. And she's like, oh, okay. Okay, we're good now. And maybe you think it's like goodbye sex at first, but he's just like, no, I refuse. Like, we're not going to be over. We're going to find a way to make this work. Like, please let me try. And she's like, okay, like we can try, I guess. And she like goes home and she's like, we're going to figure this out. She's like, and if I can, like, I'll come back to you. And we're just like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
What's gonna happen?
Honestly, I'm like, this could go either way. Like, either he like talks to the tigers again and like tries, or
like what's gonna happen, right? So Brooke stays in LA with the rebels. Santa's back home. She's super miserable without him because long distance super sucks, especially like with the long distance sucks, but when there's like a 3 hour time difference and you have very different schedules. And then you see Summer, Parker, and Shy show up to check on Sienna while she's at work because Brooks is worried about her and she's like her shirt on inside out. Like she's not
just
doing
a
well.
mess.
She's a mess. Shy calls her out on hiding her problem, like hiding from her problems, and not talking to her mom yet because she's been home for a week and has not talked to her mom.
Yeah.
And then Parker does what Parker does best that we learned in the first book, which is meddling. He's basically like an old woman, like a yenta.
Yeah. He's a yenta.
He is. And he calls Sienna out on a couple of things about her mom. He's like, well, I mean, surely you've talked to your mom and she's ruled out like, and he's just like going through and she's like, well, I told you I haven't talked to my mom. Oh, okay. Huh. So then Sienna does go finally talk to her mom, who also is like, why have you been avoiding me all week? And she makes this comment like, well, at least Brooks texts me back. I'm like, damn.
Oh.
And then when she's there, flowers arrive from her mom that Brooks sent, like thanking her for raising the love of his life and putting Sienna on a path so they would meet. And I'm like, oh my God. So it's like somehow like he knew that Sienna needed this little push. Like they're so connected. And then Sienna tells her mom that she wants to move to LA. And what was funny, her mom's like, why do you want me to move to LA?
Yeah.
And Sienna's like, what? Her mom's like, I mean, I can see why you would move to LA to be with Brooks, but why would I move to LA?
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. I was like, I don't.
You're like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm saying. So then everything comes out when Sienna finally talks about like, hey, I know about the second mortgage and what happened with my birth parents. And it's really the conversation Sienna needed to have because it's healing for her to hear from her mom that like they would have done anything to keep her. Like it didn't matter. Like the money wasn't an issue. They would have done literally anything to keep her in their life. And there was this whole plan for them to partner with the marina with their best friends and have them take over the bait and tackle shop after her dad retired until Sienna showed interest in the business. And I'm like, so much drama could have been avoided if Sienna had talked to her mom sooner.
Yeah.
I'm also like, just because she hung out with her dad on the weekends and during the summer at the bait and tackle shop did not mean that that was her dream.
Yeah. Like they also could have had that conversation too.
Correct. Like, do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Do you get excited by worms? Sienna doesn't like to fish. Like, how did they miss that?
Yeah. It's like, not gonna work. So then it is Fans and Family Day, and Summer and Parker have flown out to see Brooks playing on the team. And Brooks is, super happy to see them, but like he's missing Sienna, and like he hasn't heard from her since she talked to her mom. And like he also like sent her some flowers too, like really encouraging note, being like, hey, come on, like we swam with sharks, like you can do this, like all the things that she said to him like prior to his training day. And so he's just like really hoping like, oh, okay, I encouraged her, like let's see what happens. And then you see Pete's cute little face. you see Pete running up, and he just like looks up and he goes, and Sienna's there too, and she's just like, everybody's there, and he's ecstatic, and he's like, is this what I think it means? And she's like, yep, I got all my baggage. Like literally all of her bags are there, and like she's staying for good. And he's just like, let's go. Like, let's do this, baby. And then we get this epilogue where Brooks is playing in the Super Bowl. Like, they made it. They're going. It's amazing. And his team wins. The Rebels win. And you're just like, oh my God. Like, I get goosebumps thinking about this. Like, good for you. And Sienna is now getting ready to like launch her business. Ship happens, which is basically charters like on her new sailboat. And he basically says, you know, like, I need to do something. Like, can you grab my necklace, grab the anchor? And she pulls it out, and attached to the necklace is an engagement ring. And so right then and there, he like proposes to her like on the field at the Super Bowl. And you're just like, ah, just like amazing. And I'm like, this feels like a T-Swift moment.
It does. But then I'm also like, what if your necklace would have broke while you were playing and there is now an engagement ring somewhere on the field and you don't know because you're under all these like I had lots of like very illogical questions about for this book, but logical questions for like the reality of if this could happen.
Yeah. Like one of my girlfriends, her husband proposed to her on Space Mountain at Disneyland. Like,
how does that work?
I know. They're like literally going up, and he just like he pulls out the ring and like has it on like his finger, and like she feels it, and he goes, will you marry me? And it's like, and then you're on the ride, and it's like, she the whole time was like, oh my God, do not let
don't
go.
Lose the ring.
Oh my God. And so like I kind of thought of that too. I was like, why do guys, they're creative, but sometimes they don't think these things through. Like my husband proposed to me on the beach, and he had the ring in his pocket, and I'm like, what if you dropped it in the sand?
We never would have found it.
Like this thing would have been gone forever. And I'm like, oh my God. But for the book, for the moment, it is beautiful that he proposes at Super Bowl. And I really hope that happens in real life for Travis and Taylor Swift one day. And that's where our book ends.
All right. So Hot and Steamy. This felt like a 4 again.
I'd say a 4. The hot tub scene alone was like a 20.
We give it a 10.
We give it a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
We give it a 10. Okay. So we start off with chapter 17, where she uses the vibrator on herself in the hotel room.
Which, by the way, maybe this is TMI, but let's be real, I don't do TMI. There is a very nice app that I have used that has these kind of toys attached to it, and it is very fun to use that out in public. Just saying.
Which is what happens.
Which is what happens. You're just like, you have a date night, and you just have a little remote control, and you're just like, hey, hun, here's the app, and let's have a little fun tonight.
But you don't forget that it's inside you, correct?
You do not forget it. No, you do not forget that at all. You know it's there. Yeah.
You know it's there. Maybe she was just like so worked up by like what happened and a lack of completion that she, I don't know. Oh. Okay. So this is probably like the least steamiest scene out of all of the ones that we get. But my favorite part was when like she's using the vibrator on herself and she's like pushing different things on her app to find the control that she likes the best. And she's thinking about him. She's like, I think of his mouth on mine, his mouth on every part of me, teeth grazing my nipples, tongue licking down my stomach. And I'm like, you have thought a lot about this.
Detail.
Right? And then she's like, I think of how it would be to fuck him for the first time. And I'm like, but we're not touching or having sex. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Right? Seems like a good idea. So we're just going to use our vibrator. But then that's fine, because then we get the next spicy chapter, which is chapter 18. Brooks uses her vibrator app to control her vibrator at the gala, followed then by him masturbating in the coat closet while she watches. And he just says, answer me. And his voice is soft, but it's a command. And she whimpers, I like it, as he's like playing with it all. And he says, fucking knew it. Pretty little Sienna with her winning smile and charming wit. Perfect pretend girlfriend. Perfect media darling. Fooling everyone but me. He licks the corner of his mouth, holding my gaze. I knew you were a bad fucking girl from the second I met you. The kind who'd let me make that sweet pussy come in front of 400 strangers. Ooh.
I like
Oh my.
Batman. I
And
just
then, of course, in the coat closet where he's just like, what am I supposed to do with this? And she just licks his fingers clean.
you
Oh,
just don't expect that from him personality wise.
no, not at all. But I
And it just
like it.
I like it.
I like
Okay.
it.
I like it a lot. So we
Whew.
get to chapter 28, which is where they end up both like masturbating while they're on this video call together.
There's a lot of masturbation in this book, like prior
There
to actual
is.
intercourse.
There is. So, because I'm just like, I just love how they're fake dating. And at some point, they like video call each other and she's like half naked and just gives zero. I mean, well, I guess after the vibrator situation, who cares?
Yeah.
So, like, he sees her. She's like, she has her underwear down by her legs. She still has a shirt on. She has like a pink vibrator shaped like a dick sitting by her. And he's like, spread your legs, baby. I damn near beg. She does, rewarding me with a perfect tease of pink and wetness. Her thighs spread wider, like the sweet, perfect girl she is. I groan into the living room, nose practically touching my phone, like I'm trying to dive into the screen, dive into her. Fucking soak, Sienna. I want to fuck you so bad. And I am just like, how did you not drive over to her apartment?
Right. Yeah, it's like get in the car and go.
Like,
Yes.
put your phone on a holder, get in the car, you can watch the video, you can listen and whatever while you drive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my
Sorry.
goodness.
Oh my gosh. And also, I'm like, why are your panties around your legs? Just take them off.
Correct. That seems constrictive.
Yes, right? Like, but you know, maybe that could be nice.
Maybe that's into her. Maybe she likes that.
Yeah. So then next we get chapter 31 where, oh, yay. Brooks finger fucks Sienna in the hot tub. So we're starting in the hot tub scene. This is like a saga, the hot tub saga. And he says, you don't beg. I kiss along her jaw, move down her neck. Say the word, and I'll fill this hot pussy with everything I have. My fingers, tongue, cock. I'll fill you up with my cum if you want. You never have to beg with me. He, and he says, you know what gets me off? I withdraw my fingers, sink it right back into her pussy, giving you whatever the fuck you want. And she says, then I want everything, all of it, tonight, now. And I give her another finger, and her eyes squeeze shut. She's up on her knees above the surface of the water, and everything inside her pussy is pure, wet need. Yay. So it keeps going.
We do love guys who tell you that you don't need to beg. Because if I think about it, Zach said that. Castile says that a lot. Princess, you never have to beg.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, begging's fun. So, you know. So then we get chapter 32, which is continuation of the hot tub scene, of course. But now we're on the edge of the hot tub, like as if we weren't already like on the edge of our seats.
Also,
so
how does that work?
I've got to think it's like not an above ground hot tub.
Okay.
It's like an in-ground one. So it's
okay,
like
that makes more sense. Like because
yeah.
I was just thinking like if you were saying an above ground hot tub, like what kind of muscles do you need to do that?
I mean,
like to hold like for her to like hold herself up, like physics. Right. I'm just like, how is that?
It's got to be an in-ground one, is what I'm thinking.
It has to be.
It has to be, yeah. Because he's just like going at it, you know, clearly. He's just like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm supposed to go another second of my life without fucking you. He's like, I'm gonna lock you up in this house and fuck you whenever I want, whenever you need. And he says, fuck, I'm ready. I lift my head to find a wild look on his face. There's a sheen of sweat on his forehead. This pussy is, swear to God, Sienna, you've ruined me. And Brooks comes with his head thrown forward without taking his eyes off us, mesmerized by the sight of his cock moving inside of me. He's like, if he's ruined, then I'm destroyed. And oh my God, I stare up at the dark sky. No moon, but there are a handful of stars scattered around. That was, and he says, worth the wait. But then we get more. He just
Like
like goes and
it
goes
just,
and goes and goes.
there's so many things. Oh, okay. Then we have chapter 36, where she goes down on him in the shower. Then they have sex while all of his friends are over at the house for his surprise party.
That's so great.
So they're in the shower and he goes, "Look up, sweetheart. I want to see how sweet you look when you take cock. So trusting and needy that talented mouth parted and begging to be fucked some more." My hand slips smearing over the foggy glass. It's me in the oversized mirror, withering into Brooks's hand, his hair soaked, sticking to my shoulders. I look so small with Brooks behind me. Oh my God. Perfect fucking girl, getting fucked with all of her new friends downstairs. And I'm just like, how did everyone has to know what happened? Like, how does no one call them out on this? Because he comes back from the shower, he's wet. Her hair is going to be wet too.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something that Parker or Summer would call out, or Shy.
Yes.
Obviously. Like, what were
Obviously.
you two up to?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we know. Oh, we all know. Then we get chapter 42, which is Sex in the Ocean, which I'm like, it's okay. But the sex is great. The idea of it is nice. The actual, like, I'm like, I don't know about that one, guys. It's like having sex in the lake. You know, I'm just like, there's things in the water that don't need to be going up in there. I'm like, that's a UTI waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the book, it was very nice.
Yes.
Because he says, "I'm addicted to your body. Since the second I met you, it's all I think about. You're all there is. My grip on her ass tightens and I help her move over me. You want me to fuck you right here, Siena, out in the open where anyone could find us?" And she nods into a kiss. "You're trouble, you know that? The very best kind." I lift her, line up my cock. My little troublemaker, little thief, stealing my common fucking sense and stealing my heart. I release her and let her slide down my length, luxuriously slow, taking her time with every inch. Speaking of inches, I think we find out it's like maybe 8 inches, maybe 9.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Like, I think the average is like 6.5, 7.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a lot.
So 8, 9, like.
That's a lot.
Ow.
Ow. I also think it's funny because, like, right, the book starts with him having sex in public.
Yeah.
And needing to change his image.
Can't get away from it.
And then we're back to having sex in public. Hopefully not filmed this time. But I'm like, would the rebels think of it differently if it was with your long-term serious girlfriend?
Right?
In the ocean?
Exactly. That's where I was like, weren't you afraid of this happening?
Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah. So then we get chapter 47 where, like, you think they're going to break up because he's going to take the deal with the rebels and they're going to have, like, sex for the last time. He goes down on her. She returns the favor. Then they have sex at his parents' house. And it's probably, like, the more romantic of the sex scenes that we get in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hot, but it's not, like, it's nothing compared to, like, what we've just talked about. But what I love about it is she's like, "My cries fill the room, loud and broken from the force with which he fucks me. I love you. My words are breathless, slip out without a thought. His eyes widen. Brooks, you're mine. I love you." And then he just responds, "Oh, fuck." Because, like, then he's, like, having an orgasm, right? So it's just...
Yeah. He comes to her saying, "I love you."
Right. Which, I mean, that sounds great.
Sounds nice.
Okay. In terms of what's next, if you enjoyed this book, we think you obviously would love Only in Your Dreams by the same author. If you haven't already read that, it's the first book in the Oakwood Bay series, Friends to Lovers, romance with Zach and Melody. Plus, we are dying to read Parker's book with Summer.
Oh my gosh, need this now.
Like, I cannot wait. And then
we got a little bit of teasing between, like, Parker and Summer in this book too, where we're like,
correct. And we just keep learning more and more about how hot Parker is in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. Like, he has a really high bar to live up to based on like how the Zach, like, Brooks leveled up Zach, and we've already heard things about Parker that I, like, mathematically I'm just like, how?
And, like, And also like the fact that like they're both like trainers, like they're flexible
right?
people. Like things are going to get interesting, I feel
Things
like.
are going to get very interesting. So, and if you also are in your football romance era, because it's a great time to be in that era with football season starting, other books to
Yes.
check out are Everything Between Us by Aria Harding, as well as Play by Riley Page. She also has a new book called Red Zone coming out.
Ooh.
And then we also love the Agitator series by Megan Quinn. You know how this Megan loves hockey players. There's 5 of them. They have Extremely Dirty Mouse. Specifically gets, I would tell you, book 3, 4, and 5 are the dirtiest.
Oh my gosh, yes. And hockey season is starting soon too. So, we're in our sports romance era right now. So also join us next week when we dive into the world of romantasy and discuss Visions of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer Armentrout. Happy reading, everybody.
Happy reading. Thanks for listening to Late Night Reads. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Late Night Reads Podcast. And check out latenightreads.com for even more information about all the books we're reading. If you loved today's episode, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And share the show with your fellow book lovers.